So I'm going to sit down onto a block just to help elevate my hips. So however you want to come into this seated posture to start out in a meditation. So since we are entering into Taurus season, yesterday, April 19th, is this new astrological sign that we're entering into. And I want to give honor to that space as Taurus is seen as a very grounding earth sign, coming out from the Aries season of fire, these new beginnings. It's also highly appropriate that Earth Day happens to be in Taurus season, right? So we'll be looking into grounding down, rooting down, but also acknowledging some of the things, the counteractions that might come up when we want to root down in earth. Sometimes laziness might come up in a desire to just fully not engage with a certain pose. And again, this is an insight that we can create around this space. It's not saying that it's wrong. It's just something that you might want to notice in your own body when we are moving into more earthing and grounding postures. So there's a fine balance between moving us towards action and also finding rest. And we'll kind of move into that, that fine balance of play, action, and rest throughout this class. So we'll start out with rest and grounding to get us started into the asana practice. Just allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable for you today. To begin to take some big breaths in and out through your nose. And just like the astrological signs change, we move into the seasons of our own life and experience, even in a 60-minute practice. So within this mindful moment that you're creating for yourself, with your Ujjayi breath, that victorious warrior breath, inhaling in and out through your nose, acknowledge the season of life that you might be in at this very instant, coming in more to the present, into how you're feeling right now. We'll spend a couple more breaths here in conscious awareness, knowing that our minds wanting to float around and attach to different things is also part of this meditation experience. So if you find that your mind is wanting to move about, acknowledge that space, take that in as well. Take another big inhale in through your nose. Retain the breath at the top, maybe sip in a bit more air. And exhale, sigh out through your mouth, let it go. And then start to make your way towards your child's pose on your mat. So wherever you're at right now, taking some time to, in these transitions, to notice what's happening again in mind and body as we move throughout this class. And we root down firmly into our hands, into this child's pose. Just experiencing that grounding of what is meeting your mat. Continue to use the Ujjayi breath that you cultivated just a few moments ago to offer a foundation for your asana practice, but also to create greater insight. This dhyana, one of the other 8 limbs of yoga, that we can offer more mindfulness to our practice as well. We'll focus a lot on the upper body today to help us move into Gomukhasana. So thread that right arm underneath the left. Drop your right cheek down towards the ground. Continuing to take note of what's connected to the mat. Really building this pose from the ground up. One more inhale. And exhale. Slowly come out of child's pose. Take a moment here to reground the palms before switching towards the other side. On your next inhale, switch out your arms, left arm underneath, left cheek drops. One more full breath on this arm. And come back to meet towards child's pose. You can continue to stay here with palms rooted down towards the ground, or maybe bend at your elbows, hands into Anjali Mudra, that prayer position. Just allow the thumbs to come behind your head. Option to wiggle those elbows more towards the top of the mat to expand more into your triceps. We can use this mudra as well to set an intention for this class, especially with Taurus season being a time for grounding, coming back to nature. Maybe you invite in something that really sends that energy more towards grounding into your body and mind. So that might be something like, I am rooted amidst challenge. And of course, you can change the word choice to fit what feels best for you today. You can use this intention as an inspiration to shift it to what you need. I am rooted amidst challenge. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release the hands down. Let's rise up to our first downward facing dog. Of course, you can come into tabletop position instead, doing what feels best for your body on your mat. You can pedal it out, bend one knee at a time, maybe say yes and no with the head. And each posture will move into the next. So with the culminating pose being Gomukhasana, we'll move, of course, into the upper body, like I said earlier, but also getting into our IT bands, our hip flexors, to allow more opportunity and space into the hips. Drop your knees back down, meet towards a tabletop. Inhale, look forward for cow pose. Exhale, gaze down for cat. And a couple times to continue to move into your breath. Using a lot of the pranayama of this practice to continue to connect to our mind-body space. Moving as fast or slow or whatever feels natural with your rhythm of your breath. So it might be a bit different than my own breathing. And that's totally okay. Continue to be mindful of your body on your mat. Take one more round of breath. And downward facing dog is where we meet. Rise back up. Take a sigh out through your mouth on your next exhale, inviting some tension release. Then walk those feet together to touch, so ankles kiss, and lift up high onto the tippy toes, engaging our calves. Exhale, drop your heels down. 2 more times, inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, drop the heels. Last time, inhale, lift, stay. And tippy toe all the way up towards the top of the mat. Once you get towards the front, you walk yourself towards a standing forward fold. Soft bend at the knees, hands around opposite elbows. And for today, just to help even move into mind strengthening, switch out the elbows so it's the opposite grip that you tend to take. And just notice your response to that. Our mind likes to move into comfortability a lot of the times. And even in shifting into slight discomfort creates greater resilience for ourselves. Take one more full round of breath. And exhale, release your hands down as slowly as you possibly can. Lift all the way up towards a standing position. Inhale, reach your arms up and meet hands towards your heart center. Before we move into Sun Salutations, grab your strap or towel and let's go ahead and start to move into our shoulders, just creating some extra lubrication for the joints. So take that strap or towel about shoulder width distance, and then drop your hips down or hands down towards your hips. So I'll move towards the side so you can see what's going on in the back. On your inhale, lift your arms up high. Try to keep that spine straight. Tendency is to want to push that belly forward, but use your core to stay engaged. Exhale, drop your hands back down, slowly moving like water towards your hip flexors. Couple more times. Inhale, zip up, arms high. Again, elbows can go past the ears if that feels comfortable for your range of motion. Exhale, lower down. 3 more on your own to inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, and exhale, continuing to stand up tall into your spine and active legs. On your last inhale, reach up towards the top, then take a side body stretch, leaning over towards the right. Maybe you want to zip in more inner thigh line touches to stay engaged into the lower half of your body. Zip back up towards the center. Take a big breath. Inhale and exhale, opposite side. And gaze can go whatever feels comfortable on your neck. That can be up or down. Move back towards the center. One more time each side. Exhale towards the right. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, lift back up. Stay here, slight back bend, press the hips forward, really squeeze into the glutes to protect your lower back. And release, forward fold. Drop the strap off towards the side. We'll revisit that strap later. Halfway lift, inhale, hands towards the shins. Step your left leg back. To move deeper into our hip flexors for sun sals, drop your knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. So you can get as big of a back bend as you want with this. So either hips can stay squared off. Yeah, if you want, you can draw, even fold up your mat. Excellent adjustment. I saw that. Beautiful. Continue to reach your heart up. Maybe even draw elbows past the ears here. And downward facing dog is where we meet. Option to stay here or shift forward towards your high plank. Chaturanga, optional knee drop. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, press back. Your next breath, gaze forward. Step that right foot back forward. So same foot that we just did. Drop the back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Only one breath here. Exhale, drop your hands down. Step towards the top. Standing forward fold. And I didn't cue this on the first leg, but if you did want to keep your blocks close by to use in these transitions, you're more than welcome to. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach high. Hands towards your heart center. Exhale. We'll add on some movement into the shoulders. Inhale, reach your arms up. Slight back bend. Field goal shape the arms. Look up. Reach back high. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, release. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your right leg back now. We'll stay for a couple breaths on this first round. Again, take your pick if you wanted to keep your hips squared off, core activated here, or shift more forward into what looks more like an Anjali Asana, where your hip flexors are really dropped. Again, arms can be up or even elbows past your ears. Again, downward facing dog, press back. Either stay or add on your vinyasa. Shift forward for chaturanga, lower down, up dog or cobra, and downward facing press back. About one more breath here in your downward. Gaze forward, step your left foot forward, drop the right knee down. Only one breath here to inhale, reach. Exhale, drop your hands, standing forward, fold, right leg meets the left. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms high. Again, back bend, field goal shape the arms, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to keep moving, switching out the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your left leg back. Move with your own breath and time to inhale, reach up. Downward facing dog. Exhale, press back. Optional vinyasa in between, chaturanga, up dog to down dog. Gaze forward, right foot again forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Step up, standing forward, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reach high. Field goal shape the arms. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, halfway lift, inhale. Right leg, step it back. Drop the back knee. And moving at your own time, my cueing may be faster or slower than how you want to move. Downward facing dog, press back. Shift forward, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Last time, left leg forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Step up, standing forward fold. We'll hang out here. Continuing to stay for a couple breaths. Just want to check in because I think I heard a chat come up. Okay, cool, perfect. All right. We'll be here for a couple more breaths. Great place to grab some water or maybe even come into a yoga squat or standing forward fold still. So take your pick. Do a couple rounds of full sun salutations, knowing that everything is always optional. So if you did want to stay in child's pose during these sun sals, you're more than welcome to. When you're ready, start to rise all the way up towards a standing position. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hands toward your heart center. Let's begin here. Take a big breath in through your nose. Sigh out through your mouth. Let it go. 3 sun salutations when you're ready. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back, plank pose. Chaturangas are always optional. We'll meet towards downward facing dog. So if you're coming with me, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, upward or cobra. Downward facing, press back. About 2 to 3 breaths in downward or even child's pose. Next, inhale, gaze back forward, step or jump towards the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands towards your heart center. Realign. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway inhale. Step or jump back. Lower down. Inhale, lift, cobra or up dog. Downward exhale. This time only 1 to 2 breaths. Next breath, gaze forward, step or jump towards the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands towards your heart. Last round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step or jump back. Lower down. Up dog, inhale. Downward exhale. We'll all meet towards child's pose. Lower all the way down. Again, maybe you want to grab another quick sip of water or towel off. But once you've done what you've needed to do, root back down into the mat. Reground your palms. And we're forming what's known as a hasta bandha, which is a lock into our hands. So feeling the energy that you're zipping into, create more grounding into the fingertips and the ball of the hand and the heel of the hand. But then towards the center, act as if you're pulling energy up. We're forming a lock, rooting firmer down into the mat. We use what we've been naturally given to allow ourselves to ground. Walk your hands towards the left side of the mat. Just to get a side body stretch again. Maybe you want to place that right hand on top of the left, the right cheek down. And switch sides. Pass through the center towards the other direction. Left hand on top of the right. Come back towards the center. And downward facing dog is where we meet. Before we move into some sequencing, we'll shift more into core. Yay, get excited. So gaze forward, find your way towards high boat. Feet can be down, maybe feet are up. You can use your hands underneath your calves or even reach your arms forward, option for legs straight. We'll hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1, low boat. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down towards the ground. So we're not done yet. That was just a prequel. Come with feet down, knees up, and continuing to work also into our mind with this. Take your knees up so it looks like you're in a fallen back chair. All right, reach the arms up. So this is known as dead bug pose in a lot of other exercise worlds. So take this slow at first. Send the left leg down, reach the right arm back. So kind of like we're in that tabletop position, but then we just flipped onto our back body. Reach everything back up, bring it back in line. Right leg, send it long, left arm goes back. Come back up. Continue to switch out your arms and your legs. Really start to take notice of what's happening into your low back. So try to really press that low back down into the mat so you feel more engagement into your core. And usually I like to laugh at myself here because my brain starts to think, wait, left and right, what? So if that's you, that's quite normal, especially when we're moving our body into different planes of energy. Continue for a couple more times. Let's go for one more time each side. Give yourself a big hug and knees toward your chest. And take a quick happy baby pose to help open up your hips. And move this happy baby around a bit, maybe straighten one leg or both. Continuing to move into some core and really bringing back the intention. I am rooted amidst challenge, and challenge can be physical, mental, and even core work. All right, feet down, knees up. Take that right hand underneath your head for support. And that left hand's going to go out towards the side. Looks like kind of like a half letter T position, so that palm is grounded, forearm grounded. Connect the right elbow towards your left knee. So just draw it all the way up as much as you can, and then lower it back down. Moving into obliques, right elbow, left knee. Lower back down. And continue to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Switch everything out. Left arm now goes underneath. Right palm grounds down. Left elbow now towards the right knee. Lift up. Ground down. Just doing 5 in total each side, so that's 4. For 3, lift up. Lower. 2. Lower. Last one, lift and lower down. Keep both arms now into a T shape, forearms ground down, palms face down. Lift your legs up towards the ceiling. Knees can be bent or straight depending upon how much your back is feeling this. Start to hover your legs over towards the left side of your mat. So we're not moving all the way down, just barely enough to really feel the core engage. Inhale, lift back up towards the center. Exhale towards the other side. And inhale, lift. We'll move and switch with our breath for a couple more. Maybe you want to grab a block and place it in between your inner thigh line. That's going to help really turn on your legs to stay engaged, and you might feel less pressure in your lower back. Doing about 3 more each side. Last 2. Final round. We'll meet back to find happy baby pose once again. Maybe you want to take another big breath here and exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. And draw your knees back in. Take a couple rocks forward and back. You can do this as many times or as few times as you'd like, and pass through your vinyasa. Could be another chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We all meet downward facing dog. Just allowing yourself to reset for a couple breaths. Maybe grab another sip of water. Reset your intention. Continuing to feel now the locks that you've created in your body through your core, your Mula Bandha, all the different bandhas that exist, your Mula Bandha, your Uddiyana Bandha, even Hasta Bandha with the hands. Those will come in handy when we're moving towards balance. Next breath, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee, open your hip. Take one more full breath here. Right knee, right tricep, connect. Kick back up. Connect opposite tricep, left tricep, draw across your body. Kick back high. And knee towards your nose, cheetah pose. Draw as close as you possibly can. Get that cat-like rounding in your spine. And step it all the way forward, runner's lunge. Maybe you want to grab your blocks here. From here, coming into perch pose. So kind of looks like Shiva Squat, but we're not drawing it behind our knee. So left knee connects towards the right. So I'll show you from this angle just so you can see better. So left knee connects towards the right. Yep. So in Shiva Squat, we typically draw that left knee behind the right. Continue to stay for one more full breath. As slowly as you possibly can, stand all the way up, one-legged mountain pose. So using your lowest core to rise, maybe you add on the arms to reach the arms up. Tree pose from here. Either left foot over your left or right ankle, maybe inner thigh line, or even kickstand your foot. Just give yourself a second to really allow that hip to open. Continue to ground down to rise up. So core was just worked, so use your core a lot here in this balance posture. 2 root down, 2 ground down. Steady your breath to help steady your body. Take one more full breath here. And take a big step out to find warrior 2. Take as many steps as you need to settle that back foot towards the back of your mat. Really work on opening up the hips here, T-shape through the arms. And as low as you want to sink into that right leg, or even give it a little bit of leeway to maybe not sink as low today, check in. Take one more full breath here. Reverse your warrior, reach back. We'll meet to find a side angle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Couple options. We'll be here for about 3 to 5 breaths. You can also drop your left knee down for this side angle pose if you're really wanting to work deep into the hips. Maybe even that's where you can take a half bind. So either back knee up or back knee down. Also, block is available here to place the right hand underneath the block. But either way, keep pressing into your inner thigh line to help open up your hips. Half bind, left arm behind the back. Know that everything that I'm offering right now is just different ways to move your vehicle. Take a different direction, if you will. Last breath. Reverse your triangle. Straighten out through your front leg. Reach your right arm all the way back. Get a side body stretch. Then cartwheel your hands down. Frame your front foot. Take a twist, either with the back knee up or down. Left arm down, right arm up. It's counteracting everything that we did with opening up our body. While you're here, we'll stay a couple more breaths. Option to come into horizon lunge by turning onto the outer edge of each foot. So get deeper into your IT band. Maybe you reach the right arm back. Kind of looks like a modified side plank pose. We all meet towards our downward facing dog. Slowly step back. Optional vinyasa in between, chaturanga. Up dog to down dog. Lion's breath, clear the space. Inhale. Exhale, sigh out mouth. Reset. Left leg comes up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Connect toward your left tricep, draw in. Kick back up. Right tricep connect. Kick back high. Knee towards your nose, draw in, round through the spine, and step it forward, runner's lunge. Option to grab your blocks here. Getting ready to come back towards perch pose. Draw your right knee towards your left knee. So again, we're hovering that right foot up. Draw the knees together. So it's almost like you were in cheetah pose, but you're standing on one leg. Slowly rise up for one-legged mountain. Challenging your balance, keep grounding in your left foot. Reach the arms up. Come to find tree on the other side. Awesome. Tree might feel a bit different on this leg. Maybe you invite your intention back in to help ground yourself in this pose. Slowly come to find your warrior 2. You can drop that foot down first and then take a step back, or do as many steps, no steps in between. Once you're in your warrior two, settle down into the feet, find equanimity, balance into each foot, and steady your gaze forward towards the front of your mat. Reverse your warrior, reach back. Open up the intercostals on your left side. And side angle pose. And same options as before. Left elbow can also stay on the top of the quad, or even drop the right knee down. Blocks are also there to help. Straps, towels. Take 2 more breaths. And slowly release to find your reverse triangle. So straighten out that front leg, reach the left arm towards the back. Then cartwheel the hands down, frame the front foot out again. Right arm down this time, left arm up, twist. And you can either stay or come towards horizon lunge, where you're moving towards the outer edge of the left foot and outer edge of the right foot. One side always talks to me a whole lot more. So maybe just notice that. Then come back to find your downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog to down dog. Gaze back forward, step or maybe jump towards the top, standing forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold back down. Chair pose is where we meet. Arms up. And stay towards the center the entire time, or take a twist towards each side, hands towards the heart, right elbow towards the outer edge of your left knee. If this variation of a twist doesn't feel okay in your spine, you can continue to stay upright and take water wheel arms instead. Whatever twist that you took on the other side, take on the opposite. We'll meet back towards chair pose, towards the center, reach the arms up, and exhale, forward fold, come down. Separate those feet about hip width distance. Peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale, fold down. So allowing those elbows to draw wide towards the side. So we've already done a lot already. We have one last sequence just to help get deeper into your triceps, and then we'll be finding Gomukhasana. So before moving, maybe realign your intention with grounding back into your body. And finding that fine balance between action and rest. However you want to get towards the back of your mat, we'll meet to find downward facing dog. So kind of a similar flow that we'll move into. Knowing that you can take the poses that we did before, if that feels better, or move into the poses that we're shift into now. Reach the right leg up, bend your knee, open your hip. Option to stay or flip your dog. If you're flipping, ground that right foot down, really get towards the hip flexor, so press the hips up, right arm up. Slowly move to find three-legged dog again. Right knee, right tricep connect. Kick back up. Left knee, left tricep. Hold here, or option for fallen triangle to kick that right leg out, or even modified side plank to drop the right knee down. Either way, you're opening up the hips. Three-legged down dog, slowly lift back up. Right knee towards your nose, draw in. Step it forward. Again, maybe you grab your blocks for this transition. Instead of perch pose, we're coming towards Shiva Squat. So Shiva Squat, draw that left knee behind the right knee. Of course, you can go for perch pose again if that feels better on your hips. From here, move towards standing split. Start to straighten out that left leg. Just lifting it up to your own degree. Doesn't matter how high it gets, testing our balance to lift the left leg high. Come back towards Shiva Squat. Left knee behind. All right, y'all, here's where we move towards Gomukhasana. Start to settle that left foot down towards the ground and drop the glutes all the way towards the floor. I'm totally okay if you're like, how did I get here? What? Once you're there, let me move closer just so you can see a bit better. Sometimes when we move into Gomukhasana, that right knee wants to really come up, and that's totally okay. Just might mean that you have some really tight piriformis or IT band. So you can stay here, no need to really sandwich the knees together. So you can stay here the entire time. Oh, I love the cat. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love when I have special guests. So you can stay here, or you can go for double pigeon instead of Gomukhasana, okay? So either knees together, crisscross position, or double pigeon legs. We'll add the arms by taking the strap. Right hand grabs for the strap. Left hand goes for behind your back, okay? So if that doesn't feel appropriate for your tricep or the rotation of your shoulder, you can stay with the pad on your back with your right hand, and left hand can be on top of your right elbow. Option to stay upright or start to fold down. Just staying here for a couple more breaths. If you were folded, lift back up, release the strap, and straighten out the legs in front of you. Either reverse tabletop or reverse plank. So if you're taking reverse tabletop, ground the feet down, press the hips up. If you're taking reverse plank, legs stay straight. You can also keep the glutes down and go for a back bend to lift the heart up. We'll meet again to find our downward facing dog. So crisscross the legs. Optional vinyasa. And downward facing dog is where we meet. Soft sigh out through the mouth. This time, take your left leg up. Bend your knee, open up your hip. You can stay or start to shift a bit forward. Ground your left foot behind for your flip dog. Slowly meet back towards three-legged position. Left knee, left elbow, draw in. Kick back up. Left knee, right elbow. Maybe you want to hold here, either modified side plank with the left knee down or fallen triangle to kick that left leg all the way out straight, right arm up. Three-legged down dog, come out of there, take a breath. Knee towards your nose, connect. Step it all the way forward, runner's lunge. All right, last side. Option to grab for the blocks. Move towards your Shiva Squat. So either perch pose that we did before or Shiva Squat. If you're taking Shiva, draw that right knee behind the left. Start to move towards your standing split. Take that right leg all the way up. And drop your head down to what feels safe for you. Back towards Shiva Squat. We'll take this nice and slow. Start to drop that top of the right foot down towards the earth. Lower your right knee and start to lower the glutes all the way down. Yay, you did it. Woo! All right, we're here again. Either knees together for Gomukhasana legs or double pigeon to stack the legs. Maybe you grab your strap, or if you don't want to use it, you can also take the right hand towards the left tricep. So this time, left hand gives yourself a pat on the back, or you use the strap into the left hand. Either stay upright, and tendency is to want to pull that chest forward and then puff the belly, but still stay upright into the spine if you are choosing to stay up, or you can forward fold. So if you are choosing to stay upright, try to make sure to engage the core just to help support your spinal health. If you fold it down, lift all the way back up. Release the strap. Maybe give yourself a pat on the back. You did it. And then we'll find our straddle pose. So it might mean that you come out towards the wide way of your mat. So find something that feels comfortable to take up space in. Block can come in handy here, especially if you, depending upon how your pelvic bowl is just constructed, might be helpful to find that block to place under so your pelvic bowl can tilt more naturally. So either staying upright or start to forward fold over. Blocks can also come here to place the block underneath your belly or even your forehead for support. Just moving towards your own degree. We'll be here for about 5 to 7 breaths, which should give you some time to even explore this posture more by maybe walking your hands over towards your left leg. If you took one side, switch towards the opposite direction. We'll come back towards the center if you're not there. And start to lift all the way back up. Take your feet together, knees wide for butterfly. So moving into these final postures of grounding, regrounding, you can continue to stay upright into your spine or forward fold over your legs. So we start to slow this practice down, come back into full awareness of your breath. Sometimes when we stop moving fast, it becomes challenging to breathe. We forget about the awareness of in the rhythm of our breath. Lift all the way back up. And take those knees together. Give yourself a big, tight squeeze. Chin towards your chest. And slowly lower all the way down towards the ground. Maybe place anything off to the side that's on your mat. Another squeeze in, knees toward your chest, and just rock a bit side to side. Taking one more back bend of your choice for just about 3 breaths. That could be restorative bridge with the block underneath your tailbone as well. But lifting up for the next couple breaths just to help lengthen out your lower back one more time before really connecting all the way down towards the ground. So keep pressing up for one more breath and lower all the way down towards the mat. Lift your legs up high towards the ceiling for your inversion today. If you wanted to go into any other inversion postures, you have some time to move in, but I'll be demoing waterfall. You can take a block as well underneath the glutes. Whatever posture that you are in, find a counter pose of maybe child's or fish. If you're taking fish, ground the palms face up, palms face down underneath the glutes. Press the forearms into the mat, lift your chest. Come back down, final twist. Draw your knees in towards your chest and drop your knees towards one side. Take your time to switch out towards the opposite direction. Come back to find the center. Give yourself a big squeeze, round your nose up to meet your knees. And slowly release all the way down to find your Shavasana. We'll be here for just a couple minutes, allowing you to completely root down. And in your chosen position, maybe you want to close your eyes or keep your eyes open, whatever allows you to feel more comfortable. Allow your breath to be natural rather than the ujjayi that we were practicing earlier. A lot of Taurian energy centers around what we have been working on, which is earthing down, but is also quite a realistic sign where the Taurus energy tends to cut straight to the point. It's a driving force, very stubborn. So within this time of reflection that you have towards the end of class, What is something that you can be realistic with and how you'd like to move further into your self-care? The era that we live in, self-care tends to be very glamorized, where we have to go get our nails done or go take a 1 hour Epsom salt bath. But sometimes that might not be reality of what we need or what we're able to do. Taurus is again about rest, grounding, but also something realistic for what serves you that you can implement into your routine.